Well, there's a big scandal happening here in Canada over bread. That's right, you heard me correct. Big scandal. Bread in the same sentence. That's what us Canadians call a scandal. The folks at Loblaws, who run Superstore, what else do they run? Superstore, is that all? They're just the big Superstore. That's their brand.
Yeah.
Have apparently been price fixing their bread for the last 14 years. So they've been talking with other. Have they been talking with Safeway and other competitors, or just they've been? Because I thought that's what it was. I thought they were colluding with other people.
Oh, no, I think it was just they were talking with their bread people that supplied them bread and went, we're going to put the price up higher and you guys will make more money and we will make more money.
And now that they've been caught, they've decided to give people a $25 gift card for Loblaws in return, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
And I didn't really care about this one, actually, because it was like, yay, price fixing.
Neither did I. I didn't really care about it either, but it made me think about other factors. Like, I don't
shop at Superstore.
I do if I'm like, oh, I gotta pick something up, and Superstore's close. Here we go. Pick it up.
Like, I'll go to their wholesale division, because they actually have a wholesale division. But there are certain things that bread is not where we buy thing. We actually go to the McGavin's store and buy the bread there, and it's...
You buy the 10 for whatever it is, the day old for 10 for...
Yeah, because we actually have a deep freezer, so, we can actually store...
We used to do that, but we found our bread would just go... It would dry out because it was sitting in the freezer too long.
See, the missus, she likes to feed the birds, so the birds get way more bread than I actually do.
We have a super fat bird by my house. Like, super fat. This thing is like just pudgy, just... and it just sits there, and I'm like, how does the branch hold that fucking thing? It's like the branch... I'm like,
just
whoa! Just like the cartoon. I'm like, whoa, see, we're fucking getting off topic here. But what this did, it made me think about it made me think about like phone companies and cable companies, because here in Canada we only have like 2 of each.
We have 3 phones.
We have 3 phones.
We have
Bell, Rogers, and Telus. And
we technically have 4.
We technically have more, but really, all the smaller guys are just owned by the bigger guys.
Yeah.
So really, it's not different. They're just like a sub company of the bigger guys.
Okay. Now in 2018, I know that Freedom Mobile, which is owned by Shaw, is actually going to be making a major play into the telemarket division. So there might actually be 4 divisions.
It's still not enough, though. It's still not enough. Maybe it will make a difference, but I don't think so. Because when you look at phone companies, like, you think about it, okay? You look at phone or cable. Okay, when you compare prices, they're the fucking same across all of them. And it's like, are you guys competing, or are you guys just going, hey, we got to keep our prices within a certain amount of each other so that we can all make the most money? Because to me, if you're my competitor, I want to beat you. I want the most customers. There's 35 million people in Canada. If I have access to 22 million customers who could potentially be, and there's 2 or 3 of us, right? Well, I don't want to divide them evenly. I want 22 million of them.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to undercut the other 2.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my price as low as humanly possible.
And that's the thing.
But nobody does that.
Nobody does do that, actually. There is no real competition in Canada.
So if you're outraged by Loblaws price fixing their bread, get your fucking head out of your ass and look at everybody else who's doing exactly the same thing as Loblaws.
Okay, so the big complaint has always been gas. Because gas people price fix.
Oh my God!
Okay, so this has been talked about for, I think, the past 5 years. And this is what happens. The 3 days before a long weekend, gas jumps anywhere from 5 cents to 15 cents a liter.
Yet our barrel of oil is still the same price, and our gas goes...
And even when oil jumped up and down, right? Even when oil was, before the big crash, it still, before a long weekend, gas always went up. And people are like, oh, you guys are gas fixing. And it's like, no, we're basing it off of supply and demand. There's more demand for it, so there's less supply. Yeah. And so we have to charge more.
Right.
Exactly. And, people started talking about it in the industry. Some people started talking about it from the gas stations. It's kind of like, we have our reserve tank underneath. We could have bought in the gas from at 50 cents, and then we sell it for, whatever. It's one of those things of price fixing. Everybody knows it's happening, but
we're not doing
we
anything
can't do anything about it.
because there's not enough competition out there.
Well, no. It's not even competition. This is like all gas companies. Like, we're not talking about the major ones. Even little ones. They all, if somebody raises their gas prices, everybody matches.
See, that's what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. If I own a small gas station, right, and the big guys, they put their gas up to like $1.15, right?
Yeah.
And I know that I could reasonably get away with $1.05. Why don't you do that? You're gonna have lineups out your fucking. You're gonna sell out your goddamn tank, and it's like, I'm empty. I've just sold all my gas that I bought for 50 cents at $1.05. Yeah, I make a little bit less money. I make 10 cents less a liter, but
And in some cases,
you can't tell me that your costs go up.
In some cases, independent places can do this, but the big boys,
They don't, because they
Esso, Shell.
It's like full frowned upon.
Yeah, it is. It's I've seen it in the steel industry during the 2008 recession. Everybody bought their steel at a high price. Steel crashed, and then everybody sold their steel at a loss. And there was a big push by certain people going, we can, as an industry in Calgary, keep our price high to get rid of all the steel that we bought at a high price so we don't lose it at a loss. But, as soon as people cut their prices, everybody else has to, or they risk losing business.
See, that's where I think, like, everybody sits here in Canada and in North America and says we live in a free market. And I quote that because I don't think we truly live in a free market. Like, we live in a, I don't know the real word, I guess, capitalistic market, where, because a true free market would allow anybody to come in and open the business in whatever, in a telecommunication or blah blah blah.
Okay, the entrance into businesses isn't as steep as a lot of people think. Like, you can get licenses pretty decently.
Yeah, but I couldn't if I had enough money and I was like, I want to start a cable company.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't just build the infrastructure for it because Sean Telus would be like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And they because they're so big.
They have a monopoly.
If I'm worth $100 billion and I go, I want to drop $50 billion into a telecommunications cable company, and I'm gonna build infrastructure, it would be kiboshed because the big guys would be like, you can't do that. You're piggybacking on our infrastructure. And I'd be like, no, I'm building my own. But I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's truly not a free market. If it was a free market...
I think you could, though.
I don't think so.
If you had $50 billion to drop, I don't think so.
As
long as you could get the government...
Then that's the biggest problem, is that I think that the bigger companies have more pull because they're already in the business. And it's like, they would find a way to kibosh it, I think.
Okay, okay. I'm not arguing against the businesses kiboshing it, but if you could get permission from the government, I think you could theoretically do it.
I just, it's just if people are pissed off about, like I said, if people are pissed off about this Loblaws bread thing, it's like, really?
But and
it's
that's
fucking bread.
And that's the problem is we have a lack of competition in Canada.
I want
because we can't really go, Apple. Whenever you deal with Apple, it's like, if you don't want to agree to their terms and conditions, you can go someplace else. No, I can't really. Because you have Apple or Android.
I always look at the biggest thing as cable for me because it's the easiest. It's entertainment, and I look at it and go, oh, well, I could switch to TELUS. And you look at TELUS and you go, because I'm a Shaw customer. You look at TELUS's bundles and you go, exactly the same goddamn thing.
For the same price.
Exactly the same price, exactly the same thing.
Now,
I'm a new customer, so I'll get a year at a discount, and then after that, I'll go jacked right the fuck up. It's like...
Oh, and that's what it is that's what's happening is there's only a drive to tempt customers to come over.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for companies once
stay.
they have you to stay. Because unless you complain, the companies don't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't care.
You know, if you're paying your bill on time, they don't care. They don't care that you are a customer because you're paying.
And that's why I want for like, it's like especially like for your phone company and your cable internet provider. I want, we have 3. I want 10 companies competing for my business. You know, or not, maybe not 10. That's extreme, but 5. Say give me 5 options where if I don't like 2 of them, I can go. You know what? I'm going to go to a 3rd one or a 4th one or a 5th one because they value me as a customer because these
or
are
at least
big
they appear to value.
None of these companies care about you.
Yeah, but and that's why a lot of people are turning off of mainstream. This is why these little boxes, streaming boxes, have become so popular. This is why people are cutting their cable because they're just finding it for free on the internet.
Well, that's the thing. Like when they made the rules about the government, and this is another example of how we as a society we run to our government to try to fix things when we don't like it instead of taking our money away from these companies. We go, hey government, can you help us because our cable companies are trying to screw us. They go, okay, we'll put in legislation saying that you have to offer single channels, and then they roll it out and it's bullshit. It's not I can order 1 channel for $2. It's, oh well, here's the basic package for $25 and it includes nothing. It's just crap. And then here's everything else that you really want, and it's exactly the same price as before. If not more.
It's more, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what? Oh, okay. Like, sweet. Thanks a lot. So, to me, like, I can sit there and be like, well, I'm going to swear off cable, and it's just me. There's one person. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we need like 5 million people all at once to go,
we're done.
Screw you. We're all canceling our cable on the one day, and they're going to be like, oh, shit. That would get somebody's attention.
And I've had this discussion with the people that I work with. It's like, one guy's like, oh, well, all we need to do is have everybody stop.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yeah. Okay. You can't even get 5 people in the same room to agree on one thing.
Yeah, you can't even get 5 people to
get
agree
enough people to make a dent.
What kind of pizza do you guys want? Oh, I want meat lovers. I want Hawaiian. I want vegetarian. But I don't eat meat. And it's like, you think you can get 5 million people to agree to cut their cable? Yeah. Right.
But social media is a blessing in this regard. Is if it's going to be able to happen, social media is a way to do it. But you need somebody who's really, really boisterous on the social medias.
We need to stop running to our government. It's not our government doesn't do any good for business.
Oh my gosh, you're a conservative.
Like, sure. Gotta put labels on everything.
Well, no, it's one of those things of if as a conservative, one of the things conservatives are about is smaller government. They don't want government dipping their fingers into everything because they think that
I've never seen a government shrink in my lifetime. I've only seen it get bigger and their hands in more shit.
Well,
so when I hear some conservatives say that, I go,
no.
Really? You guys want small government? When's the last time the government shrunk? Never.
Actually, under Prime Minister Harper, the cabinet positions actually shrunk. There was less cabinet positions.
Did you see more money in your paychecks at the end of the month?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Wow. Okay.
Because he actually made some tax changes that made sense.
Okay.
And then Trudeau screwed it all.
Well, yeah. Fucking idiots. But anyways, we don't need the government to go into that kind of stuff. We need to speak as consumers.
And I agree. And unfortunately, we as consumers are sheep. We just blindly follow whoever's in front of us. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares enough because
they don't care enough, and that's the shitty part is that
apathy is strong in this one.
Yeah, and that's a shitty thing. Like to me, I'm like, oh great, so some people lost their jobs at Loblaws, and they're giving you a $25 gift card, and it's like, but you have to spend it at Loblaws, so they're not losing any money.
Yeah, and on top of that, I actually did. There was a lawyer stating you might want to read the fine print before signing because you actually have to sign a release, an actual legal document to get this.
Yeah,
$25 gift certificate, and it's just like
is it worth
it probably says something to the effect of you absolve us of all responsibility in this crisis. Here's your $25.
In a whole bunch of legalese terms. See, like, to me, it's like, where's the punishment?
There is
for
none.
this company. Yeah, like when a big company violates some rule or some ethics, it's like, where's the punishment? Why isn't their business? To me, their business license should be pulled. It should be like, you can't run business in Canada anymore. Sorry, you guys have proven to do something against the law. You are no longer a business. Unfortunately, like, it's gonna lose a lot of jobs. I know that, but like, people need to use their brains and go, you know what we're doing.
At the very least, a significant fine.
Like,
We're talking about like
millions and
of dollars.
millions of dollars. Something that's going to hurt the company.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because it would suck, because it wouldn't hurt the big guys, it would hurt
the little guys,
frontline employees, right?
So it's a double-edged sword. It
Yeah.
really is. Is like, you can hurt the company, but they're
But
just
in the
going to
long
make their
run,
employees
they're just going to
suffer.
fire
So-
the cashiers.
Yeah.
And then when you go into the store, it's going to be all self-checkouts. And then there's people using self-checkouts.
Those things are horrible. I hate them.
I love them.
I hate them. They never work properly. And that's another rant for another day. Sorry.
So yeah, what do you guys think about price fixing? Do you give a shit? Do you care that?
Is the apathy strong
Yeah.
in you? Because for the most part, it's strong in us.
Well, I care a lot.
I
I've
care,
been a big,
but it's one of those things. that-
I'm only one voice. I'm
yeah,
only
if
one
somebody was to
small
say,
little
"Hey,
dude.
we should all do this," I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
when?"
Yeah, when? Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe, because we go on little rants like this all the fucking time.
Yes, we
about
do.
bullshit in this world. And, yeah. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. And have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, whatever time of day it is that you're watching us.
See ya.